Hey guys, Coach Melissa here. Today I'm going to show you how to food prep in under 45 minutes. Now, I get a lot of people that tell me they don't have time for that. It's a little overwhelming, and I get it, but you know what? It saves so much time. It makes it so much more efficient, and really one of the biggest skills that you need in order to be successful in your health goals is to not only be prepared, but to learn to include this as part of your lifestyle. Now, for a lot of people, food prepping can be very overwhelming. And so one of the things you need to do is learn to have things done in advance so that you can be very efficient. And first step that you want to do is get all of your tools together. Now, portion control is very, very important. So I like to weigh and measure everything in advance. And in order to do that, you have to have food containers in order to take things with you. So at my house, we personally like to use a lot of these Rubbermaid plastic containers, but most of us don't heat these in the microwave. We don't heat up our food. So it's okay to use these. I predominantly eat my food cold at this point, especially when I take it with me. Not really a big deal at this point. But for those of you who like to heat your food up, maybe at work or when you're on the run, you're going to want to use glass containers because they are BPA free and they will not leak into your food. So keep in mind that the right food prep container is really important as well. So in my kitchen, I don't have a whole lot of space, but I do want to get all my tools out and get things going so that I can cook pretty much everything at the same time. I just know which things to do in which order in order to get them done most efficiently. So for today, I'm going to use a crock pot in order to cook my chicken. I'm going to use a rice cooker for my rice, a pancake griddle in order to cook my salmon because I can get it all done at once. And then I'm gonna cut up and cook my yams and throw them in the oven. So everything is working all at the same time. The food prep just is a little bit different timing wise. Now, the other tools that you can also use include an Instapot, an air fryer, and even a George Foreman grill. Or if you like to grill outside, that's an option as well. Now, my favorite way to do yams is to cut them in fry-sized pieces and then put liberal amounts of cinnamon on there, since cinnamon is a freebie, and then bake them or roast them at 425 for about 20 to 25 minutes. With all my proteins, I like to batch cook them because it makes it a whole lot easier to divide it up into different containers and add the seasonings afterwards if necessary. For my chicken, I personally prefer to cook it while I sleep at night. So I will put all the chicken in the crock pot, add some chicken broth to it, make sure that it's covered with liquid, and literally just leave it all night. So when I get up in the morning, it's completely cooked and ready to go. So the easiest way to make rice is probably with a rice cooker because you can kind of set it and forget it. Follow the instructions for your rice cooker. It has the lines in there that you need to figure out for the water and the rice. You can also make it stovetop. Just make sure that you pay attention to it so that it doesn't overcook and stick to the bottom. Once you're done, then you can start compiling everything together at once. When cooking salmon or steak, I like to use an electric griddle. I can cook a lot in a short amount of time. As for vegetables, it's totally up to you. I personally like to either steam mine or cut them up the morning of before I go, just because that way they're fresher. But some people like to do theirs all in advance, steam them and divide them out with the rest of their meals. Either's fine. Do it the night before, the morning of, whatever works best for you time-wise. But of course, I just prefer mine the freshest way possible. So once you've got everything made, you can set up an assembly line and put things together. I've got a food scale here so I can weigh and measure everything out. and I just put it in my containers and stick it in the fridge, and then when I'm ready to go each morning, I just take the containers that I need and put them in my cooler when I leave. Hey guys, thanks for watching. Now, of course, this was my meal plan that I'm currently doing. However, you can use any meal plan and any amount of different proteins, carbohydrates that work for you. Just know that you can food prep in under 45 minutes and be prepared for the entire week.